Welcome to WooEnglish. Have you ever wondered why women sometimes pay more than men for the exact same thing? Not just in stores, but in life? In this educational audiobook from WooEnglish, you will discover the truth behind the pink tax, a hidden cost that millions of women pay every day without even knowing. Through real stories, you will improve your English while learning about money, society, fairness, and power. This story is more than grammar, more than vocabulary. It's a journey into marketing tricks, gender pricing, and how small choices can make a big difference. Each chapter is written in clear, simple B1. English with short sentences, powerful rhythm, and human emotion. So, if you're ready to grow your English and open your eyes to a global problem, let's begin. This is The Pink Tax: Why Women Pay More, only on WooEnglish. Chapter 1. The Pink Dumbbell. Have you ever bought something and later felt tricked? That's what happened to Lee. She was young, just 21, a university student from Guangdong in southern China. Lee loved exercise. Every morning she stretched, ran, and lifted small dumbbells. And one day, she decided to buy a new pair. So she walked into a sports store near her campus. Bright lights, music playing, rows and rows of fitness gear. Then she saw them. 2 dumbbells, same shape, same weight, same size. One was black, the other pink. And Lee? She loved pink. She smiled, reached for the pink ones, almost paid without thinking. But then, something caught her eye. The price. The black dumbbells were 40 yuan. The pink ones? 就是yuan. Wait, what? She blinked, looked again. Yes, it was true. More than double the price, just for a different color. Why? She asked the shop assistant. He shrugged. That's just how it is, he said. Lee left the store, confused, surprised, maybe even a little angry. She kept asking herself, why did the pink dumbbell cost more? Was it better? Stronger? Made with special materials? Number. They were exactly the same. Only the color was different. Dear listener, let me ask you something. Have you ever paid more for something just because you're a woman? Or maybe because it was labeled for women? If yes, you're not alone. Lee's story is not just her story. It's part of something bigger, something global. It has a name. The pink tax. But wait. It's not a real tax from the government. No. It's a secret cost, a hidden fee, added quietly by companies and brands. The pink tax means this: women often pay more than men for the same product. The same shampoo, the same deodorant, the same bike, even the same haircut. And it happens every day to million women in every country without warning. Think about it. 2 razors. One says for men. One says for women. They look the same. Same blades, same size, same package. But the women's razor costs 20% more. Why? Maybe you're thinking, but women's products are different. Yes, sometimes that's true. But what if the only difference is the color, or the perfume, or the word for her on the box? That's not about quality. That's about marketing. That's about money. And it's not fair. Lee didn't forget what happened that day. She went home and searched online. She found articles, research, reports, in New York, in London, in Tokyo. She read about girls and women, just like her, paying more over and over again for the exact same things. Lee felt shocked, but also curious. Why does this happen? Who decided this? And can it change? Her pink dumbbell was no longer just a gym tool. It became a question, a clue, a door to something deeper, and maybe, just maybe, it was time to open that door. To be continued. In the next chapter, we'll explore how this pink tax works, what products are affected, and how big the problem really is. Stay with me. This story is just beginning. Chapter 2. A Hidden Price for Women. Have you ever paid more and not even noticed? That's the danger of the pink tax. It's not loud. It doesn't come with a warning. There's no sign that says, women pay more here. Number. It's quiet. It's hidden. But it's real. And every day, millions of women around the world pay it. Let's take a walk. Imagine you are in a big store. You see razors, shampoos, soaps, and deodorants. Some are for men. Some are for women. You pick up the women's razor. It's pink, smooth, smells nice. You pick up the men's razor. It's black, plain, simple. You compare the two. Same number of blades, same size, same brand. But the pink one costs more. Why? Because it's for women. Now, let's go to another store, a clothing shop. You see 2 t-shirts, one for men, one for women. Same fabric, same color, same design. But the women's t-shirt? Yes. It's more expensive. Again. This is the pink tax. It's not a real tax like you pay to the government. It's a trick in pricing, a pattern in the market. It means this: women often pay more than men for the same things. And the difference? It's not small. In New York, a report studied over 800 products. Same products, but made for men and women. The result? Women's products cost 7% more on average. In personal care, like shampoo and lotion, the price was 13% higher. In toys for girls, 7% more. In clothes, 8% more. Even for babies, pink clothes for girls cost more than blue ones for boys. Why? Is the pink color more expensive to make? Number. Not at all. Some companies say, but women like nicer packaging. But women want special scents. But women care more about beauty. Maybe. But does that mean they should pay more? All the time? Even for the same shampoo? Even for the same razor? Even for the same simple t-shirt? Think about this. If a man buys a blue soap for $2 and a woman buys the same soap but in pink for $3, and this happens every week for years, how much more does she pay? Hundreds? Thousands? Actually, yes. One study says women pay around $2,300 more each year. Just because they are women. That's over $180,000 in a lifetime. Money that could buy a car, or pay for school, or help with rent. Gone. Because of the pink tax. And here's the sad part. Most women don't even know. They just buy what's made for them. They trust the packaging. They believe the label. For women, delicate care, special formula. But sometimes it's just a trick. Same product, different price. Why do companies do it? We'll explore that in the next chapter. But for now, remember this. The pink tax is not just about color. It's not just about money. It's about fairness. It's about choice. It's about waking up to something we didn't see before. So the next time you shop, ask yourself, am I paying more just because I'm a woman? To be continued. In the next chapter, we'll ask the hard question. Why do companies charge women more? And how do they get away with it? Get ready. Chapter 4. Double the price for the same shirt. Let me tell you a true story. A simple shirt. 2 people. 2 prices. It happened in New York City, and it shocked everyone who heard about it. A news reporter, a woman, wanted to try something. She had an idea, a test. Could the pink tax also exist in services? Not products, but things we pay people to do, like dry cleaning? She was curious, so she bought 2 shirts. Not just any shirts. They were the same. Same fabric, same size, same buttons. One was for men, the other was for women. But they looked exactly alike. She even asked a fashion expert, "Can you tell the difference?" He said, "No. They're basically the same." Now it was time for the test. She walked into a dry cleaner in New York. "Hello," she said. "How much to clean this shirt?" The worker looked at the woman's shirt. $7.50, he said. She nodded. Then she took out the man's shirt. "And this one?" He looked again. $2.85. She smiled politely, but inside, she was shocked. Same shirt, same job, more than double the price. Why? She tried again. Another dry cleaner, same 2 shirts. Again, the woman's shirt cost more. And again, and again. In fact, more than half of the places she visited did the same thing. $7 for one shirt. Under $3 for the other. Just because one was labeled for women. Now stop for a second. Think about this. If a woman cleans 5 shirts a week and pays twice as much as a man, that's hundreds of dollars every year. Gone. For the same service. No extra work, no extra cleaning, no special material. Just a different label. And it's not only dry cleaning. Hair salons, too. In many places, men's haircuts cost less than women's, even when the haircut is shorter or easier. Same tools, same shampoo, same 15 minutes in the chair. But if you're a woman, you pay more. Why? Some say women are harder to style. But what if she wants a basic cut? Some say, it's always been like that. But does that make it fair? Others say, women don't mind. They're used to it. But should they be? Let me ask you. Have you ever paid more for a service and didn't know why? Did it feel fair? Or did it feel wrong? Sometimes the pink tax is in products, but other times it's in what people do for you. Clean your clothes, cut your hair, fix your shoes, and in many cases, women pay more. Quietly, regularly, unfairly. Now imagine this. What if nobody checked? What if nobody asked? The price stays high. The system continues, and women keep paying. Not because they want to, but because they never knew. So, what can we learn from this? A price is not always fair. A service is not always equal. And sometimes, the difference is not in the work, but in who is asking for it. A man or a woman? In the next chapter, we'll go deeper. We'll ask, how does this extra cost affect women's lives, their money, their future, their freedom? Because this is not just about shirts. It's about something bigger. Chapter 5. The Cost of Being Female. What if I told you that just being a woman can cost you thousands of dollars? Would you believe it? Because it's true. And not just once, not just 1 year, but every year, again and again, for a lifetime. Let's go back to Lee, the student from China. After her pink dumbbell story, she started paying more attention. At the store, in the salon, even online. She noticed a pattern. The women's shampoo? More expensive. The women's razor? More expensive. The same t-shirt in pink? You guessed it. More expensive. And not just by a little. Sometimes 10% more. Sometimes 40%. Sometimes even double. So Lee started to ask questions. She searched online, she read reports, and she found something shocking. In the U.S., one study showed this. Women pay an average of $2,381 more each year than men. Not for luxury, not for fun, but for everyday products and services. Toothpaste, haircuts, clothes, laundry, skin cream. Simple things. But together, they add up. Now let's think long term. If a woman pays more every year for 50 years, how much does she lose? $10,000? $50,000? Number. The number is $188,000. Let that sink in. That's the price of a house, a university degree, a business dream. Gone. Because of higher prices, because of something called the pink tax. But the problem doesn't end there. Here's the painful truth. Women earn less than men. Yes, even in 2025, this is still happening. It's called the gender pay gap. In many places, women earn 10% to 20% less than men, even if they work the same job. So, women earn less, but they pay more. How is that fair? Now imagine being a single mother, or a student, or a woman with big dreams. You work hard, you save, you try to grow, but every shampoo, every shirt, every service costs you more. And your paycheck? Smaller. It's like running a race, but starting 10 steps behind every time. And how does that feel? Tiring, frustrating, unfair. Some women stop buying things they need. Others choose cheaper, lower quality options. This can hurt their health, their confidence, their future. Lee felt it too. She stopped buying some of her favorite brands, not because she wanted to, but because she had no choice. And she began to wonder, how many women are living like this without even knowing? This is not just about money. It's about freedom. It's about opportunity. When women lose this money, they lose power. They lose choice. They lose time. Money is not just cash. It's safety. It's peace. It's a better life. So when women are charged more, unfairly, they lose much more than dollars. They lose something deeper. So now, dear listener, I ask you, What would you do with $188,000? Would you travel? Start a business? Help your family? Would you fight to keep it? Because that's what this story is about. Not just price tags, not just shampoo, but the real cost of being female. And in the next chapter, we'll go behind the curtain. Why do companies do this? Is it about cost, or is it something else? Let's find out. Chapter 6. Why do companies do this? Let's be honest. It feels unfair. It feels wrong. So why does it still happen? Why do companies charge more for women's products? Why does the pink tax exist? Let's find out. First, let's remember something. Companies have one main goal: profit. They want to make money. More sales, more customers, more cash. So, they study people. They study what we like, what we want, what we will pay for, and then they make a plan, a marketing plan. Now, here's what they discovered. Many women are willing to pay more for beauty, care, and style. Not because they are weak, not because they don't think, but because society has told them, you must look perfect. You must smell nice. You must be soft, clean, and beautiful. Always. So, women feel pressure. Pressure from ads. Pressure from magazines. Pressure from social media. Companies know this. They use it. They take the same product, like a razor or a pen. Change the color. Add a little flower design. Write "for women" on the box. And raise the price. That's it. Same product, different packaging. Higher price. It sounds simple, but it works. Because marketing is powerful. It makes you believe this is made for me. This is better. This is what I need. Even when it's not true. Here's another trick. Color and scent. A company makes 2 deodorants. One is blue, smells fresh. For men. One is pink, smells sweet. For women. Both do the same job, but the pink one costs more. Why? Because it feels special. It feels more personal, more feminine. But is it better? Let's talk about brand loyalty. That means staying with one brand for a long time. Some women use the same shampoo or lotion for years. They trust it. They love it. Even if it becomes more expensive, they keep buying it. Why? Because it's familiar. Because they've used it for so long. Because change feels hard. That's called a sunk cost. You already spent so much, so you don't want to switch. But companies know this. They raise prices, little by little, and many people don't even notice. Another reason? Price sensitivity. Studies show that in some categories, men are more price sensitive. That means they compare more. They look for cheaper options. They don't care much about the color or the scent. But women, often, they want what feels right, what feels good, what feels beautiful, even if it costs more. And again, companies know. So they charge more, because they know women will pay. Is it fair? Number? Is it legal? In most places, yes. That's why it continues. Until someone notices. Until someone speaks up. Until people ask, wait a minute, why is this more expensive? The truth is hard to hear, but it's important. Many companies don't see people. They see customers. They see numbers. They see profits. And the pink tax? It works. But now, you know. You see the tricks. You understand the system. And that is power. Because when you understand the game, you can change how you play. You can shop smarter. You can ask better questions. You can choose differently. And you can teach others to do the same. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to fight back, how to beat the pink tax, how to save money, and keep your power. Because, yes, there is a way out. Chapter 7. Pretty packaging, higher price. It looks soft. It smells sweet. It shines in pink and gold. You hold the bottle in your hand and think, wow, this is nice. But is it really better? Or just prettier? That's the question many women never ask, because we're used to it. Used to pink bottles, used to flowery designs, used to words like gentle, glow, or for her. But behind the pretty packaging is a price, a high one. Let's imagine 2 bottles of shampoo. One is gray. Simple. It says, clean power. For men. The other is pink, with flowers. It says, soft silk shine. For women. Same company, same ingredients, same size. But the pink one costs 30% more. Why? Companies know something powerful. Presentation changes perception. When a product looks better, many people think it is better. That's how the mind works. If it sparkles, it must be special. If it says luxury, it must be high quality. If it smells like roses, it must be worth more. But often, it's not true. It's just smart marketing. Let's look at some real examples. Bic, the pen company, once released pink pens for her. Same pen, same ink, but a higher price. Why? Because it was pink and said, for women. Microsoft had two wireless mice. One pink, one blue. Same model, same tech. Same buttons. But the pink one? More expensive by 39%. And then there's the toy aisle. A pink scooter for girls, $49. A red scooter for boys, $24. Same wheels, same plastic, different price. So, what's really happening here? It's called value illusion. When something looks special, we believe it's worth more. Companies use this. They use color, scent, and shape to tell us, this is made for you. This is worth your money. And often, we believe them. But now, let's think deeper. Who taught us to love pink? Who said flowers mean feminine? Who decided that strong is for men and gentle is for women? These ideas didn't come from nowhere. They came from years of ads, from media, from movies, from culture. They shape our feelings and our choices. Here's the trap. When we feel a product is for us, we stop comparing. We stop asking. We just buy it, and companies win. But what if we stop? What if we ask, is this really better? Or is it just wrapped in pink? What if we compare labels? What if we try the other version, the cheaper one? Would we see a difference? Or would we realize it's all the same? Some women are already waking up. They choose neutral products. They buy men's razors. They use the same lotion, but in a man's bottle. And guess what? They save money. They feel smarter. They feel stronger. Because they saw the truth. So next time you shop, remember, pretty does not mean better. Expensive does not mean high quality. For women does not always mean for you. Sometimes it just means you'll pay more. In the next chapter, we'll explore something practical. How can you beat the pink tax? What can you do today to protect your wallet and your freedom? Stay with me. Your power is growing. Chapter 8. Can women escape the pink tax? Is there a way out? Is it possible to beat the pink tax? To stop paying more just because you're a woman? Yes. But first, we must see the problem. And then, we must take action. Let's start with a simple idea. Compare before you buy. It sounds easy, but many people don't do it. They see "for women" on the box and think, this is for me. But what if the men's version is the same, or even better, and cheaper? That happens more often than you think. So next time you buy shampoo, lotion, or razors, look at both. Read the ingredients, check the size, compare the price, and ask yourself, is the only difference the label? Here's another tip. Choose gender-neutral products. Some items are not made for him or for her. They're just made for people. Soap, toothpaste, body wash. They don't come in pink or blue. They don't say men or women. They just do the job, and often cost less. Smart, right? Now, let's talk about shopping smart. Look for discounts. Buy in bulk. Wait for sales. Sometimes the product you want is too expensive, but maybe next week it will be on sale. Or maybe a bigger bottle will save you money over time. And don't forget online stores. You can often find better deals there if you search carefully. Saving money takes a little time, but the reward is big. Let's go back to Lee, our student from China. After learning about the pink tax, she changed how she shops. She started comparing. She stopped buying pink just because it was pink. She even told her friends. Soon, they all began to notice the same thing. The difference wasn't in the product. It was in the marketing. And now, they're saving money. Because they opened their eyes. But what about services, like haircuts or dry cleaning? That's harder. Because we don't always see the prices before we pay. But still, you can ask. How much for this shirt? Is it the same price for men and women? Why is this haircut more expensive? When you ask, you send a message. You say, I'm watching. I care. I want fair treatment. And sometimes, that's enough to make a change. Now here's the big question. Can we stop the pink tax forever? Maybe. In some countries and states, new laws are starting. Laws that say you cannot charge more for the same product just because it's for women. In California, New York, and other places, the pink tax is not allowed anymore. That's a good start. But most of the world? Still silent. Still unfair. Still charging women more. So what can you do? You can speak. You can share. You can educate others. Talk to your friends. Talk to your daughters. Even talk to your brothers and fathers. Let them know. Because when more people understand, more people demand change. And when customers demand change, companies listen. It won't happen overnight, but it can happen. And it starts with awareness, with one voice, one choice, one step. So next time you're shopping, take a closer look. Don't just ask, "What do I need?" Ask, "Is this fair? Is there a better option? Do I have to pay more?" Because now you know the truth, and knowledge is power. In the final chapter, we'll explore something bigger. What if the pink tax disappears? What would the world look like then? Let's dream and let's plan. Chapter 9. A world without pink tax. Close your eyes and imagine a different world. A world where a woman walks into a store and pays the same price as a man. A world where shampoo is shampoo. Not pink, not blue, just fair. No tricks, no hidden fees, no pink tax, just equal prices for equal products. Sounds good, right? But is it possible? Some places are already changing.
In California, USA,
A law says you cannot charge women more for the same service or product. In New York, a woman and a man can go to the same dry cleaner and pay the same price. In Canada and Iceland, people are talking, sharing, fighting back. That's hope. That's progress. But there's still a long road ahead. Now imagine this. What if every country said no to the pink tax? What if every store had rules for fair pricing? What if companies had to show clearly why one product costs more than another? Think of the change. Women save money. Families feel less pressure. Girls grow up knowing their worth. And maybe, just maybe, people stop judging each other. By gender, by color, by labels, only by value, only by what's inside. Let's talk about money. If the pink tax disappears, women keep more of what they earn. That means more savings, more freedom, more power. Money to study, money to travel, money to build a future. No more losing $2,000 a year just for being female. That's not just a number. That's rent. That's food. That's a life. Let's go back to Lee, our friend from China. She started with a dumbbell. One small moment. One big question. Now, she's not just a smarter shopper. She's a voice. She teaches others. She writes articles. She speaks in schools. And her message is simple. Fair prices are a right, not a gift. But the dream is not only for Lee. It's for you, for your sister, for your daughter, for your friends. It's for every girl who walks into a store and believes she deserves respect, not a higher price. It's for every boy who says, my mother, my wife, my friend should not be charged more than me. Because this is not just a women's issue, it's a human issue, and it needs all of us. So what can we do? Speak up, stay aware, share the facts, shop smart, support fair laws. Together, we can build a better market and a better world. It starts with knowledge, it grows with action, and it ends with equality. You've come a long way, listener. From the pink dumbbell to global change. You've learned the truth. You've seen the system. And now you carry the power to change it. So the next time you see a price tag, don't just read it. Ask it. Challenge it. Because now you understand. And that's where real change begins.